Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about something really powerful, a concept called sacred activism. You can think of it as this incredible fusion of a deep spiritual passion with a really fierce, really focused commitment to justice. It's a response to the crises we're all seeing in the world, and honestly, it feels like it couldn't be more timely. To really get why this idea is so urgent, let's start with this pretty stark warning from Father Bede Griffiths, a mystic from the 20th century. Now, he wasn't just being a pessimist here. He was actually diagnosing a deep, deep illness in our civilization. He was basically saying that the very structures we all depend on, they're on the verge of breaking down.
And that leads us to a really crucial question. You see, if the root of the problem isn't just about bad policies or a shaky economy, but something much deeper, a kind of spiritual sickness, then our usual fixes just aren't going to cut it, right? The crisis demands a totally different kind of response, one that goes right to its spiritual heart.
So let's dig into that diagnosis for a minute. The thinking here is that our global situation isn't just a series of unfortunate events, it's what's been called a reversal of human values, a profound spiritual breakdown that has really set the stage for all the chaos we're seeing today.
You know, the core argument is that this is way bigger than just a few bad actors or poor decisions. The idea is that by turning our back on spiritual values, we've kind of opened the door to these destructive, unconscious forces. We're being driven by shadows we can't even see, let alone control. And that's creating a crisis that, let's be honest, nobody consciously wants.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what on earth is the solution? Well, this brings us right to the heart of it all, sacred activism. And the way it's described is just beautiful, as the marriage of two powerful rivers of fire.
To really get what this marriage means, let's look at what happens when these two paths stay separate. So on one hand, you have the mystic. They can get so focused on transcendence, on leaving the world behind, that they completely ignore the very real suffering right in front of them. And then, on the other hand, you have the activist. Their drive for justice is noble for sure, but it can so easily get swallowed up by anger, by blame, and eventually, just total burnout. Each one has a shadow side.
And this is the solution. Sacred activism isn't just about mixing these two things together. It's a fusion. It's about creating something totally new. It takes the mystic's deep inner peace and fuses it with the activist's relentless drive for action. And the result? You get this third fire that has all the power of both, but without the shadows of either one.
And get this whole idea came from a dream vision, which just perfectly captures the raw power of this fusion. See, it's not just an alliance. It's a transformative event. It's like this explosion of sacred power that has the potential to change absolutely everything.
So you're probably wondering, okay, that sounds amazing, but how do we actually do it? Well, there's a practical framework for it, broken down into 5 distinct but totally interconnected forms of service.
Here's the roadmap. It all starts with opening yourself up to the divine. Then, and this is crucial, it turns inward to preparing yourself to be an instrument for change. From there, it just radiates outward with compassion for every living thing. It helps you focus on finding your unique mission, and finally, it challenges you to make sure your entire life is aligned with this path.
Now, when we talk about service to ourselves, let's be clear, this isn't about being narcissistic. It's about doing the sober, daily work to become an effective vessel for change. You need what are called cool practices, like meditation, to stay grounded. But you also need hot practices to keep your heart wild and passionate. You need prayer, you need sacred body work, and maybe most importantly, you need to do the shadow work to truly, finally, bring the mystic and the activist together inside yourself.
Okay, so this is where things get really personal. How do you find your specific role in all of this? The key, and this might surprise you, is actually found in whatever it is that breaks your heart.
The source material suggests asking yourself this one profound question. Don't go looking for what you think you should care about. Look for what genuinely, truly agonizes you, your deepest heartbreak. It's like a compass, and it's pointing you directly to your unique calling.
And this is where we find the supreme paradox of this entire path. When you follow that heartbreak, when you dedicate yourself to healing that specific pain in the world, it doesn't lead to more sadness. No, just the opposite. It leads to this profound joy of living a life of purpose, of being an active force for healing the very thing you care about most. All right, let's zoom all the way out to the grand vision. What's the ultimate goal here? What's the end game of sacred activism?
Well, it's nothing less than participating in the birth of a new, more conscious, and more divine humanity.
I mean, this is a radical reframing of our global crisis, isn't it? Instead of looking at it like a terminal diagnosis, it presents the possibility that this huge death we're experiencing is also a birth canal. The intense pressure of our times could be the very thing that catalyzes a massive evolutionary leap for all of us.
This beautiful quote from Teresa of Avila is such a powerful reminder that this work isn't abstract. The divine needs to act through us. We are the hands and feet needed to bring compassion and justice into this world. The responsibility and the incredible potential lies with every single one of us.
And so that leaves us with one final, provocative question. When you look at the challenges of our time and you understand that a new way is actually possible, the only thing left to ask is this: what role will you play in this great birth?